Hey, I want to talk to you today about what a good job really is. So, a lot of people think that a good job means you're getting a lot of pay for not a lot of work and it's really easy. Now, what I want to share here is that a good job is really foundational for doing anything financially in the future. You really have to have a foundation of income so that you can do all of the things that you want: pay off debt, buy a house, do some savings, invest, and get to financial independence. So what I want to do here is share the 4 qualities of a good job so you can know if you're in a good job or if you should maybe think about finding another job. So the first trait of a good job is appropriate work for your skills. And what I mean by this is that the job is challenging, but not necessarily stressful, right? So that you go to work and you're not bored, but you're not stressed out either. So that the work is appropriate for you. It keeps you engaged, you enjoy it, you're productive, you're learning on the job, but again, you're not falling into that boredom situation, watching the clock, and you're not getting stressed out and falling behind and not as productive as other people. So, work that allows you to work at your own pace and be productive and keep the company happy, and may even allow you to wake up each day actually excited about going to work because you know that you're going to be stretched a little and contribute. The second thing that's important for a good job is appropriate compensation for the work. Now, this is something that I think a lot of people debate because a lot of people think you should be paid a lot no matter what job you have, and I don't think so. The reality is that some people contribute more and should be compensated more, and so your contribution here and your ability to contribute is really what should drive the compensation. So, are your talents or your contributions unique? It should be compensated better. Or if they are pretty replaceable, then you probably aren't going to be compensated a lot. But what I think is important is that the work you provide should be compensated fairly. So if you're seeing that the same work at other companies is being compensated higher, then maybe you should think about going there. Now, in some cases, you might be paid more for your work than other people doing the same work are being paid for. And in that case, you should probably hang on to this job because in this case, it's probably a great job, not just a good job. So is the compensation appropriate? If you're getting underpaid, that's a good sign that you should probably go out and find some additional work. But if the pay is appropriate for work and you're looking at some other companies and other opportunities and they're paying about the same, that's a pretty good indication that this is in the good job category and that the compensation is appropriate. The third trait for a good job is that the environment is healthy. And what I mean by this is that you have a sense of belonging, that you feel that the contributions you are making are important to the company. You may not be the most important person, you may not be the CEO of the company, or you may not be the hotshot of the rock star, but you do want to feel like you are doing something that matters. Even if you're on the front lines, you're working on the assembly lines, or in the retail store, you do want to feel like you are contributing something to your company or to the organization. You have a sense of belonging. That's pretty important. And you want to feel appreciated by the people above you. Another piece to this is that you have a workable relationship with your boss and coworkers. One of the biggest sources of stress for people's lives in general is stress-related work. And a lot of that comes from the relationships that you have at work. If you have a boss that's always hounding you, doesn't appreciate you, chastises you, talks down to you, that's going to be a really tough place to be in the long run. And if you have coworkers that you don't get along with, that you're always fighting with, that you're disagreeing with, that make the environment unpleasant, that is also going to be a problem. Now, some people have personalities that are going to fit into a certain culture, and some people are going to have personalities that don't fit into that same culture. And so it's really on you to decide, hey, is this a place that I have the feeling of belonging? And if you do, then it's probably a good job. But if you are saying, hey, I just disagree with my boss on everything. My boss doesn't look out for me. My boss doesn't want me here. They just put up with me so that they don't have to hire someone else. Well, that's an indication that maybe you should look for another opportunity. And the last and fourth trait of a good job is an acceptable future path. What I mean by this is that you shouldn't have to go to work every day wondering if there is a job for you. There should be a certain level of job security, a predictability to the job so that when you go in, you know that you have a future there. And it might not just be advancement or more money or more prestige. It just might be that the path you're on is open-ended, that if you like what you do and you want to continue to do it, there's going to be an opportunity for you to continue to work there. Some people are very happy in their current role and don't want a promotion. They just want to do the work. I have a friend that was an engineer at an auto company, and he was just happy in his role for his entire career, didn't want to manage people, didn't want to become an executive. And so you have to have a level of comfort that that role is going to be there in the future. If you're really worried about the financial security of the company or trends changing and maybe making your company obsolete or disrupting it, well, that might be a sign that you want to change jobs or industries. And the other part of that is advancement. So if you have a desire to advance, if you do want to move up the corporate ladder, then there should be some opportunities for that. In some cases, some companies are very small and they don't have opportunities to advance, or just aren't the positions, or the people don't leave. And so if you see a dead end to your career in a way that your desires are going to outpace what's available, then that might be a good indication that you should look for another opportunity. But if those opportunities are there and you're happy and the future outlook is amenable to you, then that's probably a good job, something that you want to hold on to. So the 4 traits of a good job to me are appropriate work for your skills, appropriate compensation for your work, a healthy environment, and an acceptable future outlook. So if you have those, I think you have a good job. I would invest in it. I would do what you can to make sure that you are a valuable team player at your job and stick with it. But if you're missing one or multiple traits here, then it's probably a good idea to start looking at other opportunities. I hope that helps you find your good job, your foundation for a great financial future.